Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, back with another bit more of this build on the Forge crafting base and scrapping base. And I'm welcoming you to a brand new episode. As always, I do thank you for joining me. Let's get this thing anchored. I don't know, I thought I had them all at the same levels. Let's see what this does. Still nothing. Gotta put that right back on. Ta-da! Okay. Odd, I think. Odd, I do believe. So what I thought I was going to do here is I moved the railing out and everything so our dudes wouldn't get stuck under there. Then I got thinking, well, why not put in a little work crew? So that's exactly what I thought I would do. But so while we're just getting this going here, maybe what I should probably do is just remind you of some of the other things we got going on with our Terra Techiness on this channel. Things such as that can be found in the description through the links for like the Saturday Showcase auditions link. That way you can end up with all your cool and original techs in a video of their very own. All you got to do is go through the link, go to the thread, make sure you have some in-game snapshots or save games of your cool and original techs and post them on the thread that it takes you to, and from there I'll make the best dang video out of them I can. And we can have some fun, share some ideas, and share the good one. It's usually a good day, I figure. Yeah, it's just kind of tough getting figured out what I want to do for these little guys. My little, I don't even know what I call them. Are they robots? Are they little drone type deals? I don't know. I guess we're going to call them workers. We'll keep it simple like that. Yeah. Looks like he can do something. Nice. Yeah, what I want to do is I want to try and have one for each core and try and use as much of that core's blocks as possible for the whole thing, and except for the special ones I use for the hands and then the eye. Like that, that's mostly Venture. Cleans up nicely. The first one was mostly Hawkeye. And since we only have 4 cores, and I don't know. I don't really want to use the EXP as a whole core. Even though it might be able to. It'd be tricky though. Not sure how that would work out. I'd have to try it to find out. I don't know, that kind of looks like a little geocore dude there. I was going to use the bigger yellow blocks, but it just didn't look right. Yeah, of course you have to have a GSO fella. There. Bulk him right up with some armor. That'll help him out. You know, while we're working on this one, though, I should maybe also mention about the Nuteca project link. I forgot what I was talking about there a little bit ago. And what that is a whole world that we got going on here. There's a bunch of us so far. We've got our citizens in, and we're building up stuff for our world, which is called Nuteca. If you'd like to get in on that, just go through that link. Check out the first post. I'd read through and watch the video. I suggest it. It's got a lot of useful information on your citizen build that you might want to consider, and from there, you know, the video does help nicely too. It gives you an idea of what your little person is going to have to go through. But yeah, if you're interested, it's all down there. Getting that little Hawkeye guy going here. A Hawkeye guy. I'm even rhyming and I'm not even timing it. Now I'm just trying too hard. Never mind, I'm going to stop with the rhyming. Uh-oh, we got a flasher. He's angry at something. It's like, damn it, there's nothing to do. There's no frickin' resources here, man. What am I supposed to do with this? I'm frickin' bored. Day's dragging. I need something to do. I guess it could have been nice and sent some resources down there for him to... I don't know, I think it's too late now. He's just mad. He doesn't even... Nothing's going to change his day. this one I figured out, mix it up a little bit. Now for our last one here, let's see what we can do. I'm not going to worry too much about core on this last one either. As you can see with the ventures. Try and use a bit of everything if I can. Get some GSO in there. Get our specials on the hands. So we got Venture, GSO, we got Geocore, we got Hawkeye, we got Special. We didn't have a EXP, I guess, so, we missed that one. But anyway, now on to the next thing. Now, I know before in one of the previous videos I had said this is going to probably be a 4-piece multi-tech. Well, I've kind of come up with an idea where I think I want to try it. And this would be a good kind of platform for it. Now, the next thing is, will the game allow it? The way techs have been giving me a problem separating, I'm not sure. Gonna have to try it and find out. But I am willing to try. So, I think it's a neat idea. So this is going to end up with it being part 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. By the end of it, when it's all disassembled. So there should be 7 pieces in this build that can come apart and do something on this base. Not too shabby, I don't think. It's coming along pretty good. The original idea expanded a little bit as I built through it, obviously. Because originally oh, sorry. That snuck up on me. But originally I hadn't intended on even having the roof turret. But then I just kind of seemed right by the time I got there. I was like, yeah, I'm going to build that. So yeah, I'm using this kind of an idea. Now so far I've been kind of leery about using the EXP multi-tech blocks as they come apart. And I use them for the little slides and that a lot because they're easy, but still they do come apart. They pass through after they've been attached. It's rough like that. But a lot of the time they can work. It's just a matter of making everything just so smooth that nothing can screw up, which is not an easy thing. It really isn't. Get that all lined up in there. It's a downside with this, it was going really slow when I was removing blocks and stuff like that, big pauses and all that. So it gets pretty tedious. So the idea is to have it come out, and then hopefully the wedge will open it and not just pinch it aside. Yeah, I kind of thought it was going to do that, but that's alright. We always have a second try. That's the nice thing about it. Do something a little more like this. The track's just too much in the way. It's not going to leave us no room for building out at the end either. This is a design that is going to be, I think, pretty tricky for me to get figured out, just because of what the little amount of track I want to use. Keep the attaching parts that you got to do on setup to a minimum. I don't want it to have 60 pieces you got to change and put on and everything just to set this thing up. It'd be nice if you could build it all in place and then it's just X and then boop, perfect. That'd be great. Maybe someday. I figure they'll get it figured out. It's just a matter of getting at that stage. Yeah, what do I want to do there? I want this to be like my little kind of charging area. Downside with a big build like this, you get a lot of messing around, little cleanup here and there, just so things don't get screwy. Because if things get filled up with just random blocks trying to be sucked into a skew, it can kind of eventually cause problems. It sucks when there's one hiding in a block and it's like, why can't I attach here? And then you have to see a little black line. It's like, damn it! How do I get that out of there? But yeah, I figured a little charging out this way. Because as you've seen with the idea, it's going to protrude out the end of this base. And hopefully defend this end of it. So yeah, I'm going to need some charging. Might need a lot of charging. I'm not sure. We're going to get something figured out though. It's just a matter of being able to get around and all that. Because I don't really like to build beam with this size of a tech. It slows everything way, way down. I kind of wonder if I should do that, cover that right up. But then it kind of screws me because I have to unanchor the middle. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure something out. I think I got an idea. We might have to do that. But for now, because I want it to be able to separate and be available to have that slide in. And if it has a spot covered, once it's separated, the resource will move it the wrong way. So I'm going to try it without a door or a cover. See how that goes. A lot of it is I'm trying to get it all wrapped up as I go, just so I don't have to keep coming back in here any more than I have to. It does make it a little trickier, try to think all the different parts through to a different stage as you go. Sometimes it determines how I build too. So yeah, there's always lots of little blocks to put in with something like this, and yeah, a lot of batteries going on for that one. Some charging. So yeah, these are the chargers I was kind of mentioning. It's one of my ideas that I thought, yeah, since we're adding more batteries, we should add more charging. Hopefully have it nice and convenient with all these wireless chargers right there. So everything is evenly powered as much as possible. So you don't want your turrets being the ones that run out of batteries. That would suck. I am kind of curious to see what kind of damage this base would take just without anything. Just taking shots. It being set up might be a little better or different though. I'm not sure. See what we can do. We'll get to that stage at some point. Now we get to the interesting part. Trying to build up the inner pieces. Get something that we can actually test or try and see if it's going to work. Just got to keep adding blocks, getting her to where hopefully it'll be in place, wanting to stay in that place. That'd be a nice feature. I thought maybe this idea might work for actually separating it. Just have them push. So I'm thinking that's worth a shot. Because I know how the hover glitch kind of works with the wheels. But I'm thinking I heard something about blocks too. And you can put resources and all that. I guess anything really in front of them will give it like a push. So I'm hoping to exploit that a little bit. And we'll see what we can do. Now I'm thinking this is pretty heavy though. Because there's a lot of batteries in each one of those sections. So it might take a lot. Because they're geocore batteries too. And then all heavy blocks. I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens. We get them all lined up here. Alright, let's see what we can do. Yeah, alright. So now, okay, it's moving, nice. See, this is kind of what I'm hoping for. Oh, it's violent. So violent. They rip a fingerprint off it, damn it. So yeah, that's gonna take a couple tries. Oh, that looks hurt already. Is it good still? Oh, it might be alright. Yeah, it just comes apart so hard. But that worked out. See, that's the idea. I want it to fan out, spread like that, and then have its armaments on its fingers. Or its fingerments. You can get fingered. Ouch. With the weaponry I plan on putting on this, I think that would be rough. Yeah, I found that if they were already started on a bit of an angle, it worked out a little nicer. It wasn't so aggressive. It wasn't ripping the fingers off as much. It's still not a perfect design. Things get passed through. The rings, they pass through, and like the other blocks, well, like flip through it, I guess you could say. Like even there, the idea of being able to slide it back around, I thought that should be pretty possible. Have it as an in and out mobile weapon, I guess, to some extent. Or a retractable weapon. Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. But yeah, it's just a matter of keeping those rings to lock onto the track. As long as they'll stay in there solid and don't, like, they'd have to shatter, I think, before they should let go. So if they do that, that would even be decent. Because then it makes more sense why it's not holding on. Like, have those rings break. It's like, snap. Yep, too much strain on it. Please don't do that, though, because that's, damn. I should shut up now. Because that'd make things a lot harder to build big. It's like the exaggerated physics that's, I don't know, that helps make the building more possible in this game. It's like, this little bar can hold a whole half a building. Yeah, we'll try with this idea, though. Get some charge and some storage. See if we can get something out of the way, though. We'll just use those bars at the end, or at the edge. And that'll be our guide. Now we just gotta see how much weaponry we can really fit in to the end. Because with 3 sections, you need enough to cover each spot enough. And then till the point the other 2 can help out with whatever side's lacking. Depending how the attack goes. If there is an attack. We're going to try something eventually. Got to get it tested. But I just don't know how it's all going to work out. So it's got me curiously building. It's like, okay, how far do I want to get into this before I test something out more? I should try things. And it always gets to me, so it's like, yeah, I'm going to try it. It might take me 30, 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours of testing out, but we'll see if something works. Like so. Yeah, it's a tricky part on some of these is getting into all those little spots and everything. So let's see if we can get something good here, save it out. Always gotta be careful. But I think while I'm doing this, we're going to get ready to just about call this one at an end. Hopefully this is going to work for us. It hasn't released really. Like the forces, yeah, there it is. Pretty violent. But as always, I'm going to call this one in here. So if you did enjoy it, throw a like underneath, subscribe if you haven't, ding the bell, and hey, comment galore. They're all good to read. So until that next time, just keep being the awesome, keep having a good one. We'll be back with some more of this build. Till then, bye.